you're also the most indecisive person on the planet, come here, I'm gonna teach you something. I can't make decisions to save my life, and you might be wondering like, oh, then how did you decide to drop out of your college and go to a completely different one semester in? Well, let me tell you, it took me the entirety of the 4 months that I was at the other school. But obviously I did eventually come to that decision because here I am back at another school. And I'm just gonna put this out there right off the bat, you cannot make that decision with a pros and cons list. As big of a fan of those as I am, it literally does not make sense to make those because every single bullet point has a different amount of weight to it. My favorite subject in school was high-key economics, so the way that I weigh it is using opportunity cost. If you don't know, opportunity cost is the next best thing that you were giving up by making the decision that you are making. So to decide that I wanted to transfer to a different school, what I did was say, okay, so I am leaving this current school, which means I'm giving up having the college experience, but I'm also gaining a way better chance at transferring to one of my dream universities because I'd be going to community college. So basically then I took what I was giving up and I weighed it against what I was gaining. Basically, how important was the college experience to me versus how important was transferring to one of my dream universities to me. So eventually I obviously came to the decision that going to a college and chasing after some of my dream schools and having way higher admittance rates because of this college was more important to me than living in a dorm and going to frat parties. And hey, if you deem that the college experience is more important to you and you don't want to go to community college and you want to go to a 4-year and it's not worth it to chase after some of these universities, freaking do it. I'm just saying the way that you compare it is saying, okay, here's what I gain, here's what I lose. Do I value what I gain more than what I lose? Because a pro and cons list shows you what you gain and what you lose from a certain decision, but it doesn't show you the weight behind it. You could look at a list and be like, okay, there's more pros than cons, obviously I'm gonna choose it. But if what you're losing in the cons section is so much worse than what you're gaining in the pros section, then don't do that. So sure, you can start with a pros and cons list, but that list and me are not going to help you make that decision as much as you sitting down and saying, okay, what do I value? And that's how I came to the decision to leave my 4-year university and transfer to community college so I can transfer to some of my dream universities because that was more important to me than staying at my current university and just being comfortable and being stable and having a classic college experience. I hope this helped. It took me 4 months to make that decision, so literally, like, if you don't get it right away, that's fine. As the self-proclaimed most indecisive person on the planet, that's how I did it.